So how do trusts work? This is a really brilliant question. I think everyone should really know how trusts work. They're that important as part of your financial arsenal, but many people don't understand trust at all. So this video is designed to help anyone, don't care if you're a lay person or a so-called expert, just to get a basic understanding of how trusts work, all right? So effectively, trusts are a device. I'm going to use the word legal device. They're actually, technically speaking, are a creature of a legal jurisdiction that we have called equity. Just if you didn't know that. So we have equity, and then we have something called common law. But I'm not going to get into that too much. But ultimately, it's a legal device. I'm going to use a triangle, and I'm going to just some basics. So a trust is comprised of the following. All right, it's made up of someone who creates the trust, which is called a settlor. All right, so they settle an asset into trust. They're called a settlor. The asset we call a property. The technical term is called the res, the Latin, but it's property. Okay, and then the trust is managed or administrated by someone or persons called a trustee. And then we have those who enjoy the use of the asset, which is administered by the trustee, called the beneficiary. And the job of the trust as a legal device, I'll just put that here. Hope you can enjoy my doctor's handwriting. The actual benefit of the trust is ownership. It's all about ownership in this country. Because our law system is actually based under common law. Okay, and common law has a system where ways in which property can be owned, and there's different ways. Okay, you can see the green here. And we just keep it really simple. Now, ultimately, the bottom line is this: we call legal full ownership of a property, or full title. So you've got legal ownership. So anything that you own, you have to prove that you own it. You get a receipt, you got a title deed. Generally speaking, you go and buy yourself a coffee, you get a parking ticket, you do your shopping. Ultimately, when you pay for something, to prove that you own it, you get a receipt. So it shows that you are the legal owner. In fact, the correct term would be you're the full owner of the property. Okay? Now, property is actually governed in two ways. So now I'm going to use the term legal ownership. Okay? And then you've also got another type of ownership called beneficial ownership. Okay? And so what we're trying to do is most people just own their property outright, and whatever that might be, they are the full owner of that property. All right? There are different ways, but the main thing is that they're the full owner of that property. So you both are acting as someone who has legal ownership and someone who has beneficial rights at the same time. Now, what if you could separate them apart or split them apart? That's actually under English law, it's actually possible to do. And the device that allows you to do that is exactly, guess what? A trust. Okay? And effectively what it does is it allows you to separate your full ownership, okay, or title, and separate it into what we call legal title or legal ownership, okay, and beneficial or equitable title, okay? It splits the ownership, all right? Separates the title. So now it means that you can have more control over the use of the assets. Okay, so coming back to the diagram that I started off before, so the settlor would have the full ownership, full rights, title, and interest in that asset. Okay, ownership. The settlor will say, right, I'm giving it to Jeff. Sorry if your name's Jeff, and Jeff will hold the title on trust for Jane, all right, the property he will hold, okay, on trust for Jane. So by doing that, okay, if the trustee accepts the role, well, they don't need to use the word trust. The trustee doesn't even know they're acting as a trustee, they're just doing the job, because equity acts in personam acts on what you're doing, not on legalistic laws and statute and stuff like that. It's all about your intention and your actions, all right? So the trustee is doing a job, and the trustee is physically holding the property to have possessory title of the property, whether that's the house, the title to the house, shares, etc., whatever it might be, they're holding the legal asset. Okay, so the trustee is saying, hey, anything to do with the decision making of this property, you come to me. I don't own it, but I'm the manager of it. All right, that's the trustee, and then the beneficiary has, we call enjoyment or equitable title. So the title is now split from full title from the settlor by him giving it to a trustee. The title is now split from full title to legal title and equitable or beneficial title. And that allows to have control. And so the trustees are in control because they're following the wishes of the settlor, and then the beneficiaries just have enjoyment. All right? So that's ultimately how a trust works. There's a little bit more to it, but just keeping the concept super, super simple so you can kind of visualize that. And then with this concept now, we can utilize it to protect assets, protect family members, control wealth, reduce wealth, etc. All right, so we'll have more information about that in future trainings, but I just want to keep it super simple so you can just see the benefits of or the dynamics of how a trust works. And then you can now start to perceive the benefits of the trust also. Thanks very much.